Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I wanted to share with you one of our favorite videos that everybody seems to love on this channel. And it was actually my first video, and that is baby names that I love that I won't be using. So I shared with you in the last video the name of my son and my family, but I didn't share with you the name of the newest member of our family. So I wanted to share her name with you, also their middle names, which I love. I heard some great names that are trending right now in 2022, and also some really great classic names that are coming back that I really love. I love that trend. You can't go wrong with a really classic name. So I put together a whole list of 50 plus names for you, and I know you guys are gonna love it, so let's get into it. So first of all, I had to share the name of the newest member of our family. My daughter's name is Nora Claire Cabase. So Nora is a great classic name. It also stems from the name Eleanor or Eleonora, which are also two really great classic names. But I liked Nora. I thought it was a little classic, but a little more trendy. I thought it would sound good with my son's name, who's Nash, who has a super trendy name. So I wanted their names to kind of complement each other, Nash and Nora. Also, Nora's middle name, Claire, is a really great classic name. And you can also have Claire, Clara, or my friend's name is Clarence, C-L-A-R-I-N-S. And then I didn't share Nash's middle name, which is Caleb. And Caleb is also a really great classic name too. And then my brother-in-law, his middle name is Oliver, which I thought was a really great classic name. And the girl version of that is Olivia, who was one of my best friends growing up. I like that you can like shorten it up and call her Liv or Ollie, which I've heard. Another great classic name is Jackson. And I got this from Sons of Anarchy, which was one of my favorite shows. So Jackson, or Jax, J-A-X-X, like they called him, which is a little more trendy. Another great classic name is Henry. You can't go wrong with Henry. It's like a strong classic name. Another name that I love is Emmett, E-M-M-E-T-T, Emmett. Another great classic name that I heard is Cyrus. What was that movie, Cyrus the Virus? With a really great cast. It was Nicolas Cage and John Cusack. Con Air, great movie. The next name on my list, Joshua. I had a best friend in elementary. His name was Joshua, and I used to call him Josh for short. Love that name, great classic name. Also, my cousins in Hawaii, I always loved their names. It was Aaron, A-A-R-O-N, and Micah, M-I-C-A-H. I always loved their names. Another great classic name I've heard for girls, Mabel, M-A-B-E-L. Love that one. Someone just woke up from her nap. Speaking of the newest member of our family, here's Nora. Say hi, baby girl. Nora is 9 months now. Okay, the next names are inspired by one of my favorite YouTubers, Delilah Lepke, from Lepke's Life. And her kids have great classic names. It's her oldest is Eloise, and then she has Theodore, who she calls Theo. And then her newest, who's a little older than Nora, his name is William, or Will. Love those names. Great classic names. I thought Will was such a strong name. Oh, and William's middle name I love too is Shepherd. And you know how I love using last names as first names? So William Shepherd. Even Shepherd as a first name would be really gorgeous. Next on the list, this is a name that I might have used instead of Caleb for a middle name, was Calvin. I was going for the C. And then my nephew and some of my friends, they all have kind of the same names, but just a little different. Aiden, Naden, and Mason. Those names all were really popular the last couple years. Also Nathan, another friend of mine. And I always said if she didn't choose Nathan for her son, I would have chose Nathan instead of Nash. I just like that you can also call him Nate for short. Another friend of mine has a son named Cole, C-O-L-E. Love that one. Another name that I love for girls is Sadie, S-A-D-I-E. Beautiful name. It's kind of a classic name also, but you haven't heard it in a while. Hey, hey! Don't kill Mama's plants. Oh, another great classic name that I heard of lately was Amos, A-M-O-S. I can't remember where I heard it. It was probably something like Peaky Blinders TV show or something. The next name that I love is Devon, D-E-V-O-N. And Devon works with my husband. And then ever since I heard his name, Devon, I've heard of a few other boys named Devon. Another great classic one that you probably haven't heard in a while is Mateo. This is also trending in 2022. M-A-T-E-O. Another great name that I love from a movie is Leon. And I love Leon the Professional, one of my favorite movies. L-E-O-N, Leon. And then the next name is Bodhi, B-O-H-D-I. Next name is Carter, C-A-R-T-E-R. One of my girlfriends has a son named Carter. I thought it's a super cute name, really original. The next name that I love is Emerson, E-M-E-R-S-O-N. Love that name. Kind of sounds classic too. Really strong name. Another name that I heard this year was Elliot, E-L-L-I-O-T. Oh, this was also on my list of possible middle names for my son. That was Clayton, C-L-A-Y-T-O-N. Clayton. Love that name too. And then yesterday I went to a barbecue with some friends, and I remembered that I love the names of their girls. They are Morgan and Kennedy. I thought they were two strong, really original names. And you know, Kennedy, I love using the last names as first names. Are you playing with my hat? The next name that I heard this year was Riley. Love that one. That is R-I-L-E-Y. The next one was inspired by one of my pets, and his name was Finn, F-I-N-N. But I've also heard people call their boys Finley, F-E-N-L-E-Y, and for short they call him Finn, which I think is really cute. Hey Finn. This name was inspired by one of my girlfriends in California. She named her daughter Logan. I think it sounds like a name that would sound good for a boy or a girl. Love that one, Logan. It's a really strong name. The next name I love is Parker, and that one was inspired by Aspen Ovard and her husband, Parker. Great name. The next name I love is Reed, R-E-E-D or R-E-I-D, Reed. Kind of sounds like, I don't know, that nature vibe type of names that I love also. Next great name I heard this year is Jonah, J-O-N-A-H. That name was inspired by Ozarks. If you watch the Ozarks, the son in that one is named Jonah. Another girlfriend of mine here, she just had a baby girl and she named her Gray. But a boy version of Gray could be Grayson. And then another style of names that I love is naming babies after months. So I had a friend in California. He was a guy and his name was April. And he was born in April. I loved that name, especially for a guy. It sounds like more, it is interchangeable. You think I just loved it on a boy's name. Also, August is another great month name that you can name a kid. August. I think it's also interchangeable too. The next name that I love is Reese, R-E-E-C-E. And then I have to shout out to my nephew in Missouri. His name is Liam, L-I-A-M. And the year he was born, it was like a while ago, at least over 5 years ago. That year, Liam was trending. It was like the #1 baby name used in the country. And then yesterday I heard another baby girl name, and her name was Remy, R-E-M-Y. Thought it was really cute, really original type of name. And the last name on my baby list is Everett. My friend's nephew that was born recently, his name is Everett, E-V-E-R-E-T-T. I thought it was a good, strong name, and not one that you're used to hearing very often, right? And that is it for today's video. I hope I have inspired you and given you some ideas for some great baby names. I would love to hear any names that you've named your children this year. I hope I helped you guys figure out some names for your kids. Let me know down below if any of them have inspired you. I would love to hear from you. And yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not planning to use any of these names anymore because baby girl is going to be the last one in the family, right? Shop is closed for business. She's the baby of the family, right? Thank you guys for tagging along, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.